occupied.
Alright, so here we are in episode 2 of the Ultimate Spider-Man playset for Disney Infinity 2.0. And we are returning once again with Venom as the main man running the show here.
Got away, but S.H.I.E.L.D's tracking their locations. Right now, you gotta find Luke Cage. He requested backup.
And White Tiger is now sending us after Luke Cage. And we're going to make it over to Luke Cage, but first we're going to handle a few extra things to kind of talk a little more about how this game works. Remember, we picked up a couple of levels, and those levels gave us one skill point each, and so we now have 2 skill points to spend on upgrades. And you can see some of the directions that we can go. It's not possible, from what if you level Venom up, or any character up to their max, which is level 20, you don't have enough skill points to get everything. So you do kind of have to customize your character to the way that you want it. So for right now, I'm going to speed Venom up. But I really don't know, at this point, what the entire skill tree kind of unfolds as. You can go and look at the skills that haven't been unlocked yet to see what they are, to sort of figure out where you want to go. And there's Venom's ultimate attack, but we need more skill points for that. We've already spent one on speed. So I'm going to go ahead and spend another one on web slinging to sort of improve that, because you know, we ran into some brief issues with that in the last episode. But I'm more interested in something that's over here. This is a crossover coin. These will allow us to play 2 additional characters in this playset. Those 2 additional characters are the Hulk, thus the green coins here. There's a second green coin for us to deal with. And the other character that can cross over is Iron Man. So there is no character from the Guardians of the Galaxy set, which at this point, when 2.0 was released, had not come out yet. There's no crossover character from that set that can play over in the Spider-Man set. That's not true with the Avengers set. The Avengers set would allow you to bring over Rocket Raccoon, or just Rocket, if you been keeping track of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies at all. But we now have got 5 of the Hulk tokens, and we need 10 in order to bring the green guy into the game. Now I'm going to give you a hint right now. This is relatively older footage, and I did not have a Hulk figure at this point in time.
Now you're in trouble.
But that will change shortly, so I might be able to go and record some fresh footage and see what additional missions having the Hulk figure will unlock. Each figure that each crossover figure that comes into the arena unlocks a separate set of missions that weren't available previously. And since I've never played with the Hulk in the Ultimate Spider-Man playset, I don't know what exactly the Hulk's missions will have us do, particularly since the two villains that are introduced are Goblin and Mysterio, and we're going to run into them over and over again in the main story. It could be that they actually do something with Doc Ock. Remember, he was briefly shown in that first thing. And there we go, getting the last of the Hulk things. So now the Hulk could play in the Spider-Man playset again if I had the Hulk figure, but that's going to be Monday at the earliest. Of course, I'm recording this on Sunday, June 3rd? June 4th. recording this on Sunday, June 4th. The, let's say, 75th anniversary of the Battle of Midway, and the 73rd anniversary of the fall of Rome in World War II. But this probably won't be uploaded until, several days after. So I may have already recorded the Hulk footage by the time you see this. But that being said, I'm not going to just shove it in and all of a sudden have like level 20 characters show up out of nowhere. We'll get through the rest of this first, and then we'll go back and do the Hulk missions. Alright, so we fought our way through, and...
Sweet Christmas! Look who decided to show up! Ain't it a great day to be a good guy? We're gonna lay the smack down on Green Goblin in a most epic fashion.
Luke Cage telling us how neat it is to be a hero. Of course, he's telling this to Venom. Not exactly sure that's the most logical person to tell us, but we're going to cut away for a moment. Now we're on a building, and the reason that I cut away is I was looking, I started running around looking for collectibles, but now we're going to go back and actually talk to Cage.
A bunch of symbiotes all over the city. Check it. They'll be on your radar. Get out there and knock some sense into them.
And Cage is going to send us on our first mission to destroy all these symbiotes. So we're going to be fighting a couple of guys here. You'll notice that the policeman tried to help us by shooting at the symbiotes with his gun. If you just let him do it for long enough, I would imagine eventually he would kill the symbiote, although I'm not sure the symbiote would give him enough time to do that. So now we're going to run over and get into some more action against the symbiotes here. Utilizing the radar, figure out where guys are. Of course, we don't have that much range on our attacks, which is a pity. Thought we did. Usually the villains, or in the flunkies, will leave civilians alone to deal with you when you all of a sudden show up in their area, but you have to be careful because sometimes they don't. And now we've got a few more guys to deal with here in the back. We're unlocking achievements and things. But we're still in this mission. So we need to go and get an achievement for killing, I think, 100 enemies. I could be wrong about that. It might only be 50. But again, just to show you that I haven't really played very much Disney Infinity at this point when this was recorded.
But a hero's job is never done. Patrol the area and be ready for anything. I'll do the same. Let your radar lead the way. You want to get there in style? The Shield hover car is your new best friend.
So Luke Cage introduces the hover car over here on the right, but we're going to ignore that and move over into this area of town, not too far from the bridge where we last saw Cage, because this is where the Iron Man tokens are. Now, one thing I like about the Ultimate Spider-Man set over the Avengers set is that the Hulk and Iron Man tokens are very easy to find. In fact, you can see that we were able to do it here in the second episode without too much trouble. So we're just going to keep climbing up. And keep climbing up.
This party by invitation only.
Now we just need to readjust where we are. Okay, so we're kind of run out of climbing to do, so let's look around here. Maybe on these rooftops. How about over here? Let's look over here. Okay, I see one on top of these water tower things. This one's underneath the water tower thing. There's an unlockable here, but not really what I was looking for. So we're still missing an Iron Man token. So it's possible we could have missed one on our way up. Like there might have been one at street level or something like that. So let's go back down and see if we can... Oh, there he is. Alright, well, that takes care of that. That brings in Iron Man, and that means it's time to change characters. So next time, we will be leaving Venom behind and becoming Tony Stark, and I'll explain to you sort of my headcanon for this whole playset. I'll see you then.